very much. Good afternoon. So I'm the token business guy here. Very much feeling like we are in an energy revolution, and very much also that I'm like the frontline shock trooper, trying to make it happen and make money at the same time, which is a very different. They're two different concepts. So I run Alterra Power Corp. I'm the largest shareholder, the founder of the company. There we go. I'll just give you a little quick walkthrough through what Alterra is today. It's been going for about 6 or 7 years. We started in geothermal, then we went into wind and hydro and solar. So today we have operations in all 4 of those, or have more or less have. We have currently 2 very large run-of-river hydro projects in British Columbia. We have a wind farm in northern British Columbia. We have 2 geothermal plants in Iceland. We just sold a geothermal plant in Nevada, and we just sold last year 3 solar farms that we had built in Ontario. Today our revenue is about $100 million a year US. We have about $50 million of EBITDA, and these 5 power plants today generate 1,300 gigawatt hours of electricity. It's about the amount sort of the city the size of Vancouver needs. Just the urban part of Vancouver, at least not the sprawl that we have in the smaller municipalities around Vancouver. And we have long-term contracts typically for this power. We are in the middle of building a couple more plants. We have a 62 megawatt run-of-river project that is in the middle of construction right now north of Vancouver near our 2 existing ones. And we have a large wind farm that we're building down in Texas, a 204 megawatt wind farm. All of our plants we have built ourselves and we operate ourselves, so it's a solid company, and we're very proud of our operating team and people that we use in our operations. Just on finance, so we're not a city finance group. We're more or less an independent power producer. So, there's some lessons here that might apply to cities, but generally we're just trying to build ourselves as a big independent power company. Today, 550 megawatts. A year from now, we'll be about 840 megawatts, and we expect to be over 1,000 megawatts by sometime in 2018. So we're just trying to build ourselves as big as we can. Every megawatt, our fundamental principle is every megawatt we produce is a megawatt you don't have to burn something to produce electricity from. And that's the overriding principle. It's a kind of a real green concept of trying to make money at the same time. This business is all about finance. So in the last 6 or 7 years, we've raised about $2.5 billion to build these plants. We work with a lot of partners, ownership interest. Typically, we own and control the operation, but we don't have 100% of it. We have all kinds of different partners in Iceland, pension funds in British Columbia, private equity. And in our wind farm in Texas, we have a financial partner and some tax equity partners. So we do a lot of finance. We are right in the middle of about a $700 million financing. We hope to have it closed next week. In fact, it's a very, very busy thing. You can imagine that amount of capital it takes a lot. It takes documentation. It would be this high off the ground. There's 180 different agreements that have to be negotiated with all kinds of different players. And then we did $300 million last fall, plus $100 million holding company financing. All of this is debt. There's just an enormous amount of capital. One of the takeaways today that I would like to leave is that there is just a huge amount of capital available for renewable energy projects. Capital providers like the business. It's clean, it's long-term, read forever, it's predictable typically. Even though you have fluctuating wind and fluctuating solar, over a long term, 10 or 20 or 30 years, it smooths out and it really is predictable, and that's exactly what providers of capital want. Some of our loans are 40-year loans, so we have a fixed interest rate for 40 years, and that's because we can deliver reliably and predictably power for the next 40 years, and you can do financial models that predict this. So there's a lot of capital available. The market likes renewable energy. It's back in the positive side. Finance providers like to have things that are popular, and this is certainly a popular type of power. There is a revolution happening, and part of that revolution is lots and lots of capital available at very low interest rates. We do have a historic low interest rate market right now that's providing a lot of search for yield for capital pools. So yields at 8 to 10% today are far better for a lot of sources of capital than the modest returns they can get through keeping money in treasury bills or other forms of asset. So I noted, for example, Sadu's comment about, well, we can't possibly, the city of Vancouver can't possibly have $4 or $5 billion for the biomass projects that Chris was talking about, needing to make Vancouver 100% renewable based just on biomass, which is technically possible. Well, the cities don't have to provide this capital. Cities, all they have to do is make the policy framework that allows the private sector to go and do these things, provide enough policy that they can actually make money on one or another of the technologies. There's lots of technology out there today. You've heard a bunch of it. Last night we heard some more. There's lots of technology available. There's innovation happening all the time. We are really in a revolution right now of energy efficiency and energy forms of creating electricity, creating energy for transportation. Cities have to embrace the fact that these technologies exist. There's lots of people available in the private sector interested in trying to take advantage of them. There's lots of capital available. What they need is a clear policy framework to allow them to do that and to do it quickly, because they can do it quickly. In BC, we have a utility, BC Hydro, that is a very large organization, rather unwieldy. It takes a long time to make things happen. I can tell you for sure that the private sector can generate more power, as much power as BC Hydro, quicker and cheaper if we have the right policy framework. There's lots of complexities, there's lots of hurdles. Let the private sector take those risks, and they will deliver. You've seen all the numbers. Renewable energy is competitive against all other forms of power generation. We lost a bid in Nevada last year for a solar plant. We bid 8.5 cents a kilowatt hour, and we lost. We bid 10 cents on a big solar project we bid on in Brazil, which would have been unheard of just 4 or 5 years ago to lose on a 10-cent a kilowatt hour bid. Somebody underbid us and is providing electricity now, solar electricity for less than 10 cents a kilowatt hour. We can produce wind power now in Texas for less than 5 cents a kilowatt hour. This is again numbers that were just unheard of a few years ago. So it's exciting for me to be part of that revolution. We're in the trenches. We're working hard, trying to build a big company. The bigger the company, the lower the cost of capital. It's all about finance, and that's what makes shareholders good returns. So that's our game, and we're just going to keep at it. It's really nice to be here. Thank you.